Hello and welcome back to Schwesing Bahnhof. It is a wet and windy day, the rain is blowing sideways, awful weather for farming, but we do have a plan for the day which we're hoping is to mow this field and make some hay, and then we'll be happy with cutting off part of the field to work on a biogas plant. I think we're settled on that plan. We're going to do it, we're going to borrow more money and hopefully make some money from electricity production from the biogas plant. But we'll head over here. Been checking on the cows. Horrible weather. Let's get a jog on. I'll show you we had some messages. I did delete them actually, and we unfortunately lost a cow due to an accident, and we bought 2 more cows. The messages every morning, it'll tell you when you wake up if you've got a message in at what barn, and the messages were here. I deleted them as I read them, so unfortunately I don't have them to show you. And our cows are looking good, happy with the food level, no real need to top it up. And I believe now we've got these that are too young to reproduce, we've got these 2 that aren't pregnant yet, and then all the rest are in calf. So we're just going to leave the bulls in a bit longer, and hopefully we'll get those 2 pregnant as well, and then we'll get the bulls moved back on their own and maybe think about selling some of them as well, especially now that we can do the artificial insemination. And we will cut through the barn, keep ourselves dry. I'm thinking whilst the grass dries after we've mowed it, we will use this fence and spread some fertiliser on the fresh barley, but that's all to come, and hopefully the weather turns better for us. So I'll see you when it's looking a bit drier. Welcome back. We're in the Unimog mowing. It stopped raining about an hour ago. We let the grass dry off for a bit, and we're out here getting it cut now. We've not used the Unimog yet for mowing, so it's quite exciting. Another task it can do with ease, no problem at all. I'll zoom out a bit. So down there by the silos, down that way is where we're going to level out and create a biogas plant and a couple more bunkers. I know it's more debt for the farm in the short term, but I do think it's going to be the best opportunity for us in terms of making money. We've got a lot of grass fields. We're going to make a lot of silage this year. We've got the silage maize as well. We may as well make this investment, and then we can make money from the silage, because otherwise it's just going to build up. We've got too much of it. We don't have the herd size the farm used to have. So this really feels like the best way for us to make money, even with the risk of the loan. So we'll get around here, and like I say, hopefully the weather's dry enough and warm enough for this grass to dry out and make hay for us. And whilst we are waiting on it drying, we'll get in that summer barley field that we planted last time, and we'll get some fertiliser down out there. But yeah, this is it's a big field. I think it's our biggest field actually, but these mowers in the Unimog will make short work of it. Spin around. Go back around this way, doing our headland. Weather's still overcast, still a gloomy day. But yeah, we had some strong wind and rain this morning. Cows weren't pleased. Right, I'll maybe give you a bit of a time lapse, get this done, and then we'll check back in when we're going to do the fertilising, I think.
Martha came from off the farm, ran right up, jumped in my arms. I said, you're coming home with me today. Martha, you're the sweetest girl, an angel sent down to this world. I love you more than words could ever say. Every day's a new beginning, life is just a game you're winning. Every time you look, an open door. So run right out, chase the sunlight, nothing left to do but do right. Martha, you're the one my heart beats for. Martha, my darling, your name I keep calling. Heartaches forgotten when you lie with me. Down in the holler, in mansion or squalor, Martha, where you are is where I'll be. Evening comes, lay your head down, give your weary legs to rest now. Moon is high, but darling, not for long. I will write a song about you, how I could not live without you. Martha, I will meet you at the dawn. Martha, my darling, your name I keep calling. Heartaches forgotten when you lie with me. Down in the holler, in mansion or squalor, Martha, where you are is where I'll be. Martha, my darling, your name I keep calling. Heartaches forgotten when you lie with me. Down in the holler, in mansion or squalor, Martha, where you are is where I'll be. Martha, where you are is where I'll be.
We've got our grass mowed, our 933 now is fueling up, and just over this way we've let a bit of time pass and Uncle Clements is now rowing up the grass. I'll jog over here, see if we can see him. Looks like the majority of it is dry enough now to bale for hay. Might be some patches where it's not quite dry, but we are a bit short on time, like I said, so we're just going to get it done. If we end up with a couple of grass bales, we can always get them fed to the cows anyway. I guess he's round the corner, we can't see him. We'll see him when we drive down to the summer barley. We'll get that, get a bit of fertiliser on that. There's about 1,000 litres of fertiliser in the spreader. Hopefully it is enough. If it's not enough, I have just ordered a few more pallets from the store. Does mean we'll have to go and collect them. Is what it is. We should have enough time if we do have to go and collect them anyway. Now let's get ourselves down to the summer barley. And once we've got those bales moved, we can look at making a start on this field in terms of making space for a biogas plant. Where's he gotten to? Where's he gotten to? Here he is in the corner. It's taking our smallest Fendt out to do it. Don't need much horsepower on the windrower. Our neighbour's carrot field now looking good. It'll take him a long time to harvest all those carrots. Now we did spread slurry on this before harvesting. Not very much. But just enough to knock off a bit of the solid fertiliser need. Right, I'm going to have to drive on here to get to our tram lines. Our tram lines are 30 metres apart, so we're going to want to change our working width to 30 metres. And let's get a course plotted in as well. 30 metre course. Oops. Back up. This is the fiddly bit now. There we go. Let's see if that lines up. It does, it seems to, pretty well. There we go. Let's pull up the map. I could have used the older Fendt we've got, because that does have the scanners on for updated nitrogen readings. Don't have it on these two. It's something we're thinking about investing in, but you know, like I say, the biogas plant right now is going to take priority over that, I think. If we've any money left, maybe it's something we can look at adding to these. I do think we're going to have to go and pick up the rest of that solid fertiliser. We ordered 4 more pallets of it just to keep us going. Let's swing into this one. Shouldn't take us too long at all. And it looks like the rain will hold off till 6 PM. So that gives us plenty of time. Go and pick up some more solid fertiliser and get the baling done. We've got a patch here that either didn't germinate or the cedar missed. Yeah, gonna have to collect our new order. I guess there'd be some in the planter. I guess I could have taken what was left back out of the planter, but oh well, is what it is. Okay, we'll swing back to the farm and we'll go and collect that solid fertiliser. So that was a much more expensive trip to the store than I anticipated. We remembered that we don't have a trailer, so we had to buy ourselves a nice farm tech trailer here for transporting. All our other stuff's usually delivered, but needing it short notice to go and buy ourselves. And then Uncle Clemens pointed out he doesn't have a trailer anymore. Sold his last one for scrap because it was falling to bits. So I had to pick up a new trailer, and then I thought I may as well get a couple of pallets of things whilst I'm there, because our stores are starting to look a little bit bare. So I thought, make the most of the trip, get some herbicide and a liquid fertiliser set as well. So we did that, and I was thinking whilst I was down there, on the drive past, in the rows, it looked like more grass than I was anticipating. I think when it's all tedded and laid out flat, you think it's looking majority hay, but now it's rowed together, I'm not so sure. And I don't really think time is on our side in terms of waiting for it to dry. You see... I pop there you go, you can see through this gap here. It's mostly grass, this bottom row. If it is looking like that, we can just lease a wrapper. The store has a wrapper for bales our size that we like, 220 centimetres. Try not to drive over the row. But then over here it's looking mostly hay, so we could be okay. But yeah, if it looks like a situation where we're going to end up with quite a few grass bales, we could always just lease a wrapper. Then we'll get better use out of those bales as silage anyway, rather than grass bales that we just feed straight to the cattle. Okay, we'll park up here. We'll get ourselves loaded back up. I might have to undo the straps, I suspect. Right, we're loaded up. We're heading back to the field. I'm going to show you something funny, and then I'm going to get this over and done with. Well, it's funny to me. It's not very ha-ha funny. Just an amusing mistake that I made when planting the silage maize. Stop in here. You see I dropped the planter too early. And we've got some crop diversity in this field. There we go. Yeah, I'll get this done, and I'll jump back in recording as we do the baling, because I have a feeling you prefer a time lapse of baling to a time lapse of this. So we'll get this done. I'll see you when I'm baling. We're back with our Fendt baler, and we're about to get out in the field and get started. So I've let a bit of time pass, let him get a bit further ahead with the rowing, and put the pallets away whilst I was doing that. And if we get a few grass bales, we get a few grass bales, and we'll, if it's a good number of them to make it worthwhile, we will lease the wrapper, because we've got a big row of grass here. So I think this one will be a grass bale. So we'll lease the wrapper if we've a good few of them, and get them wrapped, and then we can use them as silage. If it's just one or two, it's just one or two, and we can feed them to the cattle. It's not a big deal. So I'll get cracking with this, give you a little time lapse of what we do, and then once we've got the bales cleared, we can think about flattening this area for a BGA. Welcome back. We have got our bales wrapped that were grass. We've got our hay stacked. I'm going to go and pick up our bales that are going to become silage now. I should explain, if you're not using realistic weather and you're like, why was that field still grass after it'd been tedded? With the realistic weather mod, as soon as you ted your grass, it will start drying. And there's a moisture level. You can stand over tedded grass and you can see the moisture level and how low the moisture needs to get for it to become hay. So I wouldn't normally do a field like this where I've lost some grass or hay because of the mixing in the baler. And I don't want to do wrapped bales, I want to use the silage bunkers, but I thought this was just a quick way to get this field done, and then we can start work on a modular BGA in the next episode. So I'm not going to make a habit of this. The leasing of the bale wrapper was close to 3,000, so hopefully it's worth it. We did get quite a few grass bales though, so it looks like on the face of things, on the surface of this, it is worth it to have leased it. I did sell the Bergman trailer. I had a Bergman trailer for chaff and things like that, and I don't actually need it because we've got a forage harvester, and when you're using we've got a forage wagon, I should say, and when you're using the forage harvester, you can still use the forage wagon and just not lower the pickup, and it'll shoot its forage into the wagon still. I don't know why I thought I needed both, but there we go. Last one now. I'm not sure I'm going to keep these. I might just keep them near the bunker, and it's all in one place, because I drive to the bunker to load the mixing wagon, and they'll be near the BGA then when I get it built. This will be the area we're looking to build it in, a couple more bunkers, and then maybe the actual fermenting tanks and stuff behind us where we are now. I wouldn't want to go too far back into the field as well, because the terrain climbs. I'd rather keep it stretched out along the front and keep the grass field behind us, I think. I think that makes the most sense, and sometimes when you're placing buildings on terrain, it's a nightmare in Farm Sim. You can have the terrain as level as you like. You can think it's level, you can be sure it's level, and then you can place down something and it ends up on a lump. Right, yeah, let's stick them in this corner. Then it's together with the other silage. Unload position. Let's back it up. Stick it there, and we've got I forgot what button to press. So we'll stick it there. We've got it near the silage as well. We bring the mixing wagon over, we can take them all from the silage bunker, and they're going to be close enough to stick in the BGA as well if we need to, because we want to get it built, I think, soon, because we've got grass fields that are ready to cut, and we can use them for silage. We've got a small stack of hay now to keep us going, and we've still got some hay in the sheltered bunkers just around this corner. If you remember where I've been picking it up from, I'll try and show you. Let's get this. I'm not doing a very good job of manoeuvring and talking. Yeah, if we go around here, you'll see we've still got 4 hay bales there, 4 straw bales. We're probably going to have to buy some straw bales, I'd have thought. And looking at those silos, it just reminded me of something. So I watch a YouTube channel, I think it's called AgriPhoto. If you'd never seen it or watched it, look it up, it's really good. It's like drone footage with narration. The narration's got a real how do they do it vibe, or how it's made vibe. Oop, what am I doing here? Very professional videos, and they follow a Dutch contracting company and maybe a couple of other farms as well. And in one of the videos I recently watched, they did show them harvesting, and after harvest, they weren't dumping into silos like this here. What they had was a building with bunkers and a grid to drop your grains down into, and then they would get shot up and poured into different bunkers. And I did find on the mod hub a silo exactly like that. Let's have a look. See if I can find it in all my mods. Too many mods. I might have not turned it on for this. I've been using it in... Yeah, I don't think I've got it turned on. I have had a look at it in a save I was just doing without recording. It's kind of like a home and shed building. Inside you've got a grid to pour into like you would silos, and then pipes that shoot up that cereal and then drop it into different bunkers. And it's really big. It's probably got a footprint bigger than this building here. But I've really fancied using it just because I've seen it in real life, you know, now being used. I'm like, oh, I want to use one of them. I feel a bit more realistic. I'm not sure how wise it is to have a grid like that out in the open for the rain and water to run into. I guess you'd cover it in real life when you're not pouring in, when you're not emptying it. Anyway, I'm rambling on. So yeah, might think about selling that and putting that building in, but like I say, it is a big building, and then I would be probably moving up here and eating into the field up here. I don't really want to eat into that field too much. But yeah, next episode we'll get this land over this way flattened, and we'll take a look at the modular biogas plant, get one of those built, and hopefully we can do it for 500,000, maybe pushing a bit more. But that would take our debt up to 1 million, and I wouldn't really want to go any higher than that. But for the sake of getting it built and using a modular one rather than just because you can get a pre-built one in your factories and productions for 435, but I was thinking I want to try using the modular stuff. I've not really planned it out. I might have a go off camera, and then I'm prepared. Bigger one there, and then you've got central slurry storage, digestate storage, got methane sails, generators of different sizes, electricity storage, and you can charge electric vehicles from this if you keep storage. You could use that to distribute electricity to other factories and industries if you owned them. Methane storage as well. So it's pretty cool. The BGA that's on the farm, the main farm on the map, is a custom built one like this using these parts, and then you've got you can put in the pipe work as well and line it all up. Not automatic. They're not automatically linking pipes like the custom BGA system that came in Farm Sim 22. In the last one, I think it was in their DLC. But it's still pretty cool. Good to have it in again. So we'll leave this here. Next time I see you, we'll be building a BGA. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.